Follow the tariffs. That's what we're doing with a handful of Minnesota businesses over the next several months. From textiles to toys, imports to exports, President Trump's sweeping tariffs have left everyone with a tale to tell. Here's Chris Harapsky with our first installment, Setting the Scene.
We're checking in with 4 different Minnesota businesses to find out how each one has felt the impact of tariffs.
We are Curio Rugs.
Based in Wayzata, Amanda Burney founded the vintage imported rug business during the pandemic.
So I sourced 30-some rugs, put them on the internet, and they were like gone. So then from there, I grew from just being like a little kind of Instagram shop to just being a full-blown e-commerce shop.
Here's the issue. Every single hand-sewn wool rug is imported.
Every single one, yes.
From Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Turkey, where rug making dates back thousands of years. Her most recent shipment cost the same as usual until it arrived at a U.S. port.
By the time it got to us, we got a little surprise bill that was for about $1,700. We were not able to even get our product until we paid the $1,700.
That was a 10% tariff, which Burney had to pay. She says she has enough inventory for now, but she says prices will have to go up if the tariffs stick around.
Right now it's 10. I don't think that we could sustain our business at 29%.
60 miles south, an entirely different tariff tale.
We make blankets, and we've been doing that since 1865.
Ross Widmoyer is CEO of Faribault Mill, the longest-standing Minnesota manufacturer. Domestically sourced wool is turned into handmade, hand-stitched, and hand-folded blankets.
There are a lot of people over the years who've said, take the name of Faribault, buy product overseas, your margins will be much greater, the economic value will be there. And to the credit of our current ownership group, to the credit of previous ownership groups, they said no.
Those decisions have made them a shining example of a U.S. company insulated from tariffs, even getting new business opportunities from companies now looking for tariff-free sources of their textiles.
Because of the investments we've made here over the last 160 years, we've actually lowered prices on some of our best-selling products here.
From here, we head to the farm in Wells, Minnesota.
I am a 4th-generation soybean and corn farmer.
Like all farmers, Darren Johnson knows speculating is just part of the industry, even in an unprecedented trade war.
The price of soybeans has sagged down some. It's come back just a little bit.
He adjusted his planting this year, 5% more corn and 5% fewer soybeans, as the relationship with America's #1 soybean buyer, China, is uncertain. That country's tariffs, topping out at more than 147% in April, have since cooled to about 33% for now. While the nation's posture, the crops grow, and the farmers work and wait.
Short-term impact is going to be pretty negative. But, you know, as a farmer, we're trying to be patient and hoping that there is better trade deals that do come from this.
Back up to Golden Valley at Down in the Valley Record Store, where tariffs are striking a blue note.
The problem is, as a small retailer, and all small retailers, we can't just absorb these added costs, right? We're already running on thin margins the way it is, so we have to pass that on to the consumer.
60% of the products here are imported. Action figures, toys, incense, turntables, with suppliers already charging higher prices.
The entry-level turntable retailed before all of this stuff at $129. Now it's at $179.
Music, though, is typically exempt from tariffs, thanks to the Berman Amendment. Passed in 1988 by Congress, it prevents a president from regulating the import of informational and cultural arts like music, films, and publications, though the cost of making the albums may still go up.
There's a lot of manufacturing for records in the United States today, but you know, a lot of the things that make up the record, the PVC, even the printing of the record jackets are usually done maybe in Canada, Mexico.
For now, he's not sure what, when, or how much to order for the future. All 4 of these businesses weighing uncertainty. The golden question, for how long? We'll be following all 4 of these businesses over the next several months as the story continues to unfold to give us a view of how these tariffs affect small businesses across our state. And if you're into a deeper dive on tariffs, please head to KARE 11 Plus for our latest Care to Explain podcast, where I'm joined by University of St. Thomas econ professor Tyler Schipper.
That was fascinating.
Learned a lot.
Yeah, even some of the nuances, as in you can't control the information, the art, but then you have to think about what plastics are used or piping or whatever. It's just such a complex issue, and I learned a lot in that piece. I really found it fascinating.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of these businesses are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Think of Curio Rugs. Everything they do is import these rugs that only the Persian area makes, right? There's nobody in the United States who are making hand-woven wool rugs at that quality. There's no other way to do it. So,
And then to juxtapose that with Faribault, that's all American made. It's just the whole topic is fascinating. So what is coming up next, you're saying? You're just
well,
going
we're
to
going to
keep
follow
following?
them. Yeah, well, we'll check in in a couple months, 3 months, 6 months, and see if the tariffs change after this 90-day waiting period that Trump has proposed, and see if these businesses survive, how they do, how their business models have changed, so that we can get an accurate look at how local business is affected by these tariffs, for better or for worse.
Fascinating. Love it. Thanks so much, Chris.